channel after news channel after news channel. Ever wonder why they report the same news? This is Wake Up America.
Brought to you by Citizen Stringer.
The media has become absolute lunacy. What makes us different? We just tell the truth. Daily headlines, politics, social issues, focusing on headlines that the mainstream media ignores. Conservative to the core and honest, sometimes to a fault. Unapologetically American. Welcome to Wake Up America with your host, Stephen Oatley.
What's going on, everybody? You guys ready for a show? Because I've got a show for you today. I don't know why this video is being super delayed. I don't know. I got to get Adam to fix this thing for me. Anyway, I've got a show for you today. All right. It's going to be, about an hour probably. I'm not going to do anything else on Citizen Stringer after. I will do the 2 hours starting next week, hopefully, as long as everything goes. But man, I gotta let you know something. Because of our due diligence, I was going to show it later. I am going to show it later. I actually have audio of the inner workings of Joe Biden's mind. Okay? No joke. I mean, we are hard gunning journalists, and we needed to I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out just how this guy is so batshit nutbag. I couldn't do it. Couldn't figure it out. So we did. We have actual audio. So basically what we did is we sent his audio clip from today. We sent it over to a speech analyst who then figured out exactly what he was saying. So even though what he was saying something, but you didn't hear it because we actually have the real message he was going to try to get out. So we're going to be playing that in a little bit. I also want to give a shout out to Loza. I am going to get a copyright strike later on. I'm going to play his new song, Let's Go Brandon, which is number one on iTunes right now on hip hop. That guy, hopefully he doesn't forget us when he's famous, but I'll play that towards the end of this show. Yeah, we'll go there. So as always, this show is sponsored by Spartan Armor Systems. You can see their logo up on your screen right there. SpartanArmorSystems.com is, I mean, if you don't have body armor right now, I don't know what you're doing. Spartan Armor Systems is an Arizona-based company. They make incredible body armor. What do I have? I have the concealed carry set, which is actually in that box right there. I got to take it out and put it on display. I'm still trying to get situated here. I bought a TV mount, and apparently it grew legs and walked away. So the TV is sitting on two plastic bins. So I can't mount the camera on the wall as I wanted to because I can't mount the TV directly below it. So it's kind of screwing everything up. But yeah, Loza, number one. Anyway, lost my train of focus. SpartanArmorSystems.com. If you use code YEET, that is YEET, you get 10% off your order. That's a huge deal when you're talking about a $599 tactical unit or a $299 concealed carry package with them. Those 10%, it goes a long way, but it's 10% off everything. So whether you buy any of their accessories, their t-shirts, their hats, which are sick, I've got a bunch of those, also not set up. Eventually, I'll have to take you for another tour. See, that's police. We don't hear police sirens in this town ever. I want to listen to the scanner now. I'm not going to. The hell was that? Did I get a super chat?
F Antifa, let's go, Brandon.
Oh, F Antifa, let's go, Brandon. How come it didn't show? Oh, it must have been a donation, but I appreciate that contribution. Someone said, I remember all of us donating to Loza's GoFundMe because you promoted it. Yeah, I mean, we did a lot to promote him. Yeah, he was on YouTube earlier today celebrating, drinking champagne and all that stuff. I think he said he made the most in YouTube Super Chats than he ever has at like 100, what was it, 1.5, so $1,500. And we contributed a little bit. So that's good. And I'm just happy he's being successful. Anyway. So I guess we're hearing the stars payments. I'm hearing all that. I'm not sure quite, or maybe you guys aren't hearing it. I don't know. Maybe you are. I can't see it on the screen. For some reason, it's not showing up. I'll have to fix that next time. Anyway, so one of the things I wanted to talk about again is the supply chain stuff that he talked about yesterday. I was pissed off. Okay, so when I made the video after Joe Biden talked about the supply chain and blah, 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 I was really pissed off because I realized that the majority of the American public doesn't understand the supply chain and the complexities of the supply chain. And so him saying that he opened ports 24/7, which was a complete and utter fallacy, lie, bullshit, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think this computer restarted, and I think that's the problem because I had something open and now it's not open anymore. Anyway, he talked about how the ports are open 24/7. He also said that the port of Long Beach was open 24/7. No, it's not, and it wasn't. The guy's just a effing liar. Joe Biden is a liar. He chronically lies, far worse than what anyone could argue about Donald Trump or anything like that. Joe Biden completely and utterly lies every single time he opens his mouth, essentially. He lied yesterday about the ports being open 24/7 before. The port of Long Beach, he said, has been doing 24/7, for over a month. No, they actually didn't. They were 24-hour operations from Monday to Thursday. Friday, they did first shift. Saturday, they did first shift, and they were closed on Sunday, which is nearly about the same amount of hours as the Los Angeles ports, who were open from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. on 2 different shifts, 2 10-hour shifts, and closed for 4 hours for maintenance or whatever they do. And then they'd open up again. They did a single shift on Saturday, and they were closed on Sunday. So now Joe Biden thinks it's a huge accomplishment to have the ports open. He lied and said it's over 60 hours a week per port. Nope, it's not. Actually, if you do the math, it's 58. That's a lie. Where are the fucking fact checkers? It could be a bright, sunny day, and Donald Trump could come out and say, oh, you know what? It's a bright and sunny day. And CNN would be like, false. There was clouds over Sacramento, California. But they don't fact check Joe Biden. They actually literally discontinued their fact checks and stopped fact checking that guy. Because, what could you do? You'd have to fact check every single thing he says. He talks about the job numbers. I think earlier today or yesterday, he talked about the job numbers. He tweeted it. That's what he did. Saying, we added 5,000 jobs. Bullshit. You didn't. And that's the one thing I wanted us to do, April. It's not on the spreadsheet. That's the main one. Because I wanted to actually call out and actually find out how many jobs. Because in my opinion, I don't think Joe Biden's added a single job. I don't know the actual numbers because we didn't get it done in time. That was the main one that I wanted to run with tonight. But here's the thing. He says we added 5,000 jobs. When he took office, because the Democrats had closed down 20 states. Think about that. As soon as the election happened, all these states started opening up again. Remember, as soon as he actually took office, they all opened up. And all the restrictions were taken away. Remember that? Nobody does, right? All these companies that had to close down, they all laid off their employees. Now that the companies are reopening, what employees want to go back to work are going back to work. Joe Biden is adding that as an added job, even though it's people going back to work. So when Joe Biden says we've added more jobs than in the past 50 years, it's a complete and utter fallacy because it's his party that actually took away those jobs in the first place. Everyone seems to forget it. So when you actually crunch the numbers, he said we added 5,000 jobs. If you actually look at the numbers of how many people were laid off, I believe it was 9 million people or 11 million people were actually laid off as a result of the COVID pandemic. If you've only added 5 million jobs, guess what? You're not adding even half of the jobs that were lost as a result of the pandemic, let alone all the businesses and everything else that closed. We're not even talking about that, right? But everyone's talking about inflation. Everyone's talking about this. So we decided to take some things and just compare what they were in September 2020 to what they are now. Do you know a loaf of bread was $1.50, which is weird because I don't pay attention to loaf of bread. A loaf of bread is really $1.50. That's insane. Well, not anymore. Now it's $1.58. Milk was $3.45. Now it's $3.59. These are national averages according to April. Eggs were $1.33. Now they're $1.84. Ground chuck, whatever the hell that is, it's gone up 48 cents to $4.74. Chicken has gone down, actually. Chicken, surprisingly. I don't know why. Unleaded gas, obviously, we all know that's gone up substantially, over $1.06. There's a fly in here. And unleaded gas pipe per therm. I don't know what the hell that is. Electricity has stayed the same. Now, COVID positive cases. Now, this is kind of interesting. Well, I wanted deaths, and they're not in here either. Shit! So I wanted to look at deaths because we know more people have died during the Biden administration than they did with the Donald Trump administration, which is kind of interesting considering, well, we have 3 vaccines. We didn't have any vaccines during the Trump administration that were available. Well, you could say the last month we did because I think the first jabs were in December. It's so crazy. So I'm not even going to, I'll leave this open for the chat, but I'm not even going to read the rest of the stuff. Mass shootings, obviously, we know we cover those. Those are up quite a bit. So far this year, 560 mass shootings. In 2019, there were 417 for the entire year. We're nearing, right now it's October, we're nearing, and we will break because we're averaging 17 mass shootings a week. In 2020, there were 611. I got to verify that number too. Mass shootings. All gun deaths. Here's a crazy one, a startling one. So far this year, 35,189 people have been killed by gun violence. In all of 2020, 19,411 people. Those are huge numbers. And I don't know where the rest of the information was. I swear there was more here a minute ago. I probably deleted it when I was flipping around this damn computer. But it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy when you think about what's going on in this country and the fact that the media seems to be oblivious. But, you know, Joe Biden today held a press conference, okay? And I'm going to play a video, okay? You're going to hear his video, and then you're going to hear what he thinks he's saying. And it's very important, and I want you guys all to concentrate because, well, yeah, there was actually an important thing that came out of this meeting. But listen.
Good afternoon. I've just been briefed by my COVID-19 team on the progress we're making on our fight against the virus. Today, I want to provide a brief update on my plan that announced in early September to accelerate the path out of this pandemic. It's working. We're making progress. Nationally, daily cases are down 47%. Hospitalizations are down 38% over the past 6 weeks.
Wait for it.
Over the past 2 weeks, most of the country has improved as well.
I tell you what, I couldn't help. I just can't. When I was making the video, I couldn't stop laughing. Like my eyes are watering right now. I tell you what, I meant to do that towards the end of this video. It's so true though, because he doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what he's saying at all. This is so stupid. Someone said, oh my God, that's misinformation. Whenever Joe Biden opens his mouth, it's misinformation. Oh man, that was that was good. That was funny though. You know, there's still no information. I don't believe there's any information out of the White House and why they're still using that studio to do their show. I don't understand that either. Why are they not? Well, I guess, yeah, I just said it. I figured it out. Why are they using a studio to do their show? Well, it's because it's a show. It's not real. What's going on in this country is real. In that press conference, actually, there was something quite serious said there. And unfortunately, I don't have it on my computer. But Joe Biden said the Labor Department is getting ready to take action against employers of 100 or more to mandate a vaccine. Now, this is different from the OSHA requirement that he was going to pass, and that's in this infrastructure bill and all that stuff. He said today, 100%, and everyone should pay attention to it, that they're going to go through the Labor Department and issue an emergency order mandating the vaccine. That is very new. Maybe the media is talking about it. I have no idea. But that was his announcement today at 1 minute and 46 seconds into that press conference. Not a lot of people were talking about it because I didn't see it until I just read an article right before this. But my goodness, man. Someone said, I feel like we're in the movie Armageddon. Yeah, I mean, you can't even really define what is happening to America. When you really think about it, you have to kind of just sit back and just kind of look at the whole big picture and just be like, what the fuck? You still don't even know at that point. You just have to sit back and just kind of say, okay, well, like, what do you do? If you work for a business that requires a mandate, quit. Stand up for yourself. And I know it's tough, and I know it's hard. And if you don't want to get the shot, then don't. That's the beauty of being an American, or it used to be. Now our federal government is trying to mandate vaccinations. Does our federal government mandate a single other vaccination? I have no idea, but I don't think they do. Can you imagine that? And they said a while ago that it wasn't going to happen. Remember, they said they weren't going to mandate any vaccinations. Joe Biden actually said that. Fauci is on record as saying he didn't think that that they should be mandated. And you have all these politicians, and again, I keep calling out the politicians that just don't do anything. Where are the politicians? How come they're not holding press conferences every day? Instead, we're going to do a long-ass hearing today about whatever the hell it was that they covered. I watched it for 3 hours. I couldn't even tell you what they talked about. I don't remember. That's how important it was to me. And it wasn't important to you guys either because we had no viewers on it. But here's the thing. No matter how much people try to hold this administration not even accountable, because nobody is trying to hold this administration accountable. People are trying to keep them honest, and they're not answering it. Jen Psaki gets up every day, holds a press conference. Remember, initially we called it the press circus because that's what it was. She kept saying, "Oh, circle back," and then blah blah blah. Now she just blatantly chastises reporters that just dare to ask a question of Her Highness. That's literally what goes on during those press conferences. She snide to the reporters. She talks back to the reporters, and yet she still refuses to give a concrete answer on anything. I would challenge people to actually look and say, is there ever a press conference that's been held that they don't blame the prior administration or Donald Trump? That's a challenge, because I don't know if that's ever happened. They always lead up to the reason why we have a border, Donald Trump. The reason why we have the pandemic, Donald Trump. The reason why inflation's going up, Donald Trump. The reason gas is expensive, Donald Trump. The reason Afghanistan happened, Donald Trump. The reason the sky is blue, Donald Trump. The reason unicorns have shit and eat berries. Everything, it's all someone else's fault with this administration, and nobody holds them to account. Not a single person. Republicans, they hold, maybe a press conference once a week where Kevin McCarthy gets up and he's like, well, this administration doesn't do anything. Is that really what's going on now? Because we have the Democrat-controlled House, Democrat-controlled Senate, and Democrat-controlled White House. Is this just a whole, has there ever been, and maybe I'm young, maybe I'm naive, maybe I haven't paid attention to politics as much as I should, but hasn't this been a problem before? Did we ever have this kind of craziness going on in the White House? And everyone, all the liberals and all that shit that watch this chat, you're probably thinking Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. No, we didn't. What did we have when Donald Trump was president? Let me tell you what we had when Donald Trump was president. We had great job numbers. We had our secure borders. We were respected throughout the country. Things were going pretty well until this pandemic came and walloped on everybody. The president decided he didn't have the power to do lockdowns. Remember that? All the Democrats were like, you need to lock down. And then the next day they'd be like, he's going to send the National Guard. And then the next day, he's not sending the National Guard. And then the next day, riot. No, they never talked about riots. Let's not pretend they did, because that would require honesty. This government doesn't do it. This government doesn't care about honesty, and our media surely doesn't care about honesty. Today there was a clip that was played. So for anyone that doesn't pay attention to national news or state news, whatever. Glenn Youngkin is running against Terry McAuliffe for governor. Glenn Youngkin is Republican. He's got the Trump endorsement. McAuliffe is a asshole liberal that doesn't believe parents should be able to dictate what goes on in school. And they don't believe that they should help to form curriculum or anything like that, plus a bunch of other liberal bullshit policies. So anyway, it's a pretty heated election. It's close. It's close. It's 3 weeks down until they vote. Then we're going to have a new governor in this state, and we're going to have to wait and see who that is. But there's been a lot of going back and forth. Terry McAuliffe they did a debate a couple of weeks ago. Terry McAuliffe made out a comment where he I'm paraphrasing here, but he said parents don't have the right to go in and dictate to schools on what their children are being taught. They don't have the right, according to him. They can't choose what books. They can't critique the books that are being taught. They have to just blindly follow the lead of the school districts. Well, we learned how well that has happened in Loudoun County and all these other schools. Loudoun County, we can't talk about what happened in Loudoun County. Loudoun County has been at the forefront of the whole CRT thing and transgender bathroom things and all that stuff. And now more news is coming out about Loudoun County yesterday and today. All the people are talking about it. In fact, Steven Crowder talked about it. He got banned. Tim Cass talked about it. For some reason, that dude can talk about the same exact shit as everybody else does, and everybody else gets banned, but not him with this beanie. I don't know what the deal is with that. I always find it odd. But then there's more. It just keeps going. So yesterday, apparently there was a rally that was not orchestrated by Glenn Youngkin, but it was put on in his behalf by Steve Bannon. Okay? Donald Trump apparently called into that rally, said everyone should vote for him, blah, blah, blah. During that rally, people came out and thought it would be a good idea to hold up an American flag that was on Capitol grounds, okay, on January 6th. So they held up this flag that was on the Capitol on January 6th, and then, of course, the media found it. They were like, yes, we get to go after Glenn Youngkin. We can't go after his general character because, well, he's an all right guy. So we're just going to spin this false narrative of hate and white supremacy like they do with virtually everything. So a journalist corners him today at some press briefing, and the journalist says, what do you think it's responsible to say the Pledge of Allegiance to a flag that was flown on the grounds of the attack on democracy during the insurrection? Glenn Youngkin, not knowing what the fuck they're talking about at all, decides to be a politician. Instead of just doing what he should do as a politician, this is why I'll never run, I would have told him, you say the Pledge of Allegiance to any damn flag. It doesn't matter where it was or what story it has behind it, because the flag, the colors of the flag, they have a story that's way, it trumps everything else that you want to say. But no, Glenn Youngkin's like, well, if that flag was actually flown there, then no, that's not a flag you should do the Pledge of Allegiance to, because, well, America will never stand for that type of violence. Some generic politician response. But here's the thing. We actually found the full clip. Now, and I can't play it because I didn't preload it, but the full clip, they actually asked the question. So what did the leftist media scum-sucking losers do? They took the question out of the video and just have him saying, that flag, I wouldn't say Pledge of Allegiance to that flag. America stands for, America's, I've said it numerous times, our whatever, you know what I'm saying? He goes on to say it, but they take the question away and then promote the video as him saying flag. They take away the whole part that it was used during the Capitol riots, allegedly. That's the whole premise of why they held the flag up and said the Pledge of Allegiance to that flag. There's a fly in here. I'm not freaking out. Sorry. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. People just don't pay attention. I don't even know how flies get in here. It's like the second one today. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. The things that frustrate me the most are that common sense it's not even common sense anymore. It's people are actively working against common sense. Liberal commentators, conservative commentators, Fox News, all of these news organizations, they're literally just saying, well, this would be the truth. This is what we're going to say instead. About virtually everything. Fox News is not honorable. They're not, are they better than CNN? Sure. But you're not going to get the truth from them either. You're not going to get the truth from Newsmax but I don't know about OAN. I never watch them. But Newsmax, anytime I've ever watched them, it's an infomercial. You know, a CNN is just full of, it's a propaganda network. They don't even report the news anymore. It's all propaganda. No matter what they say, there's something. And literally, I want to just pay someone to sit down, watch CNN, and find out if someone could actually watch CNN for this long without dying of exposure to bullshit. But it would be interesting to see how many times in a 24-hour period CNN says the word Trump or previous administration. That would be very interesting to me, because it's every single time I turn it on. That's all people could do is blame Donald Trump. That's what Terry McAuliffe in the governor's race here does. They're playing ads on the TV every single day, and that's what they're saying. Glenn Youngkin is Trump's candidate. He's an America First candidate. What the fuck is wrong with America First? Even though we have some bozo candidates under the America First policy, not all of them, but some of them. What is wrong with thinking that America should be first, that here in this country we should be protecting ourselves and providing for ourselves? Why is that bad? Where did we get to in a country where it's not acceptable to be here, where people are afraid? You have editors of the New York Times writing that they're afraid of pickup trucks because they fly American flag. I got one on my back window. You know what? And I want to go to Long Island and just drive around there and see if people freak out. Because it's so stupid. I've got an American flag tattooed on my arm. It's not going away. It doesn't make any sense. I have brothers that fought for that flag and the freedoms of people to be able to say whatever they want, whether you agree with it or not. I have friends that died because of that flag. I have friends that put on uniforms every day under that flag. I hate the fact that people in America are so stupid. I'm not even going to say sensitive, because it's not even about sense anymore or sensitivity. It's about dumbassedry, whatever. That's not a word, but you know what I'm saying. It's people literally just saying, I'm going to say whatever I want. If it's not true, it doesn't matter, because nobody's going to be able to tell me that I'm wrong, even though I know I'm already wrong. But whatever, I'm still going to pretend like I'm right all the time. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't know who you are. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. But what can you do? The only thing we could do is we could keep just drawing attention to it, paying attention to it, saying, hey, this is not okay. We have to keep talking about it. We have to keep talking about the headlines and keep talking about the news every day. but damn. Someone said, I wish people would stop labeling people all the time. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I wish people would stop talking. That's really what I wish. I wish people would stop talking. Not me, of course. I'd go nuts. But I wish people would just stop talking and use their heads and think. Because you know what a better place America would be if people actually thought? People actually thought before they tweeted, thought before they made a comment, thought before they did something, thought before they killed someone or shot someone or robbed a store or looted. Can you imagine what kind of country we'd live in if people actually used their heads? Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, when you really, really think about it. Now, wouldn't that just be simply amazing if people actually just use common sense or their heads? I firmly believe half of this country right now understands what's going on in this country is wrong and is unwilling to sit back and say, okay, we fucked up. Or this isn't working. Or it's working too well. Because they don't want to be labeled. Because look at what happens when someone comes out as, they're not coming out as gay or anything like that. No, they're coming out as American. Think about what happens. People actually hide that now. You know how many times I talk to people, I walk up and down, people come up because they see a big guy carrying shit in and out of an empty storefront that's all blacked out now. They're like, what the hell is this dude doing? So I talk about it. I tell them what I do. Tell them what I plan on doing with this place. And they're all like, but when they go to talk about politics, they get really quiet. They do the Joe Biden whisper. Why? Why do you have to hide who you are and what you believe in this country? Seriously. I understand big tech and all that stuff. They do a good job of trying to censor everybody, and you're not allowed to speak about this. We're not allowed to talk about COVID. We're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed to do that. But why? Is it to impose something new? Look at, and we can't really talk about COVID or anything, but the FDA just unanimously approved, the FDA board unanimously approved a booster shot for the Moderna vaccine. Just Google Moderna in different countries. Figure out how the fuck that happened. That Pfizer is literally trying to push their vaccines for 5 and 10-year-olds. States, California, and in some school districts are already saying the second that happens, the second they get approval, they will be mandating that for children in schools. I can tell you that's the day that my child's public education will end. You know, and it sucks. They're in a grade school now. They love it. They love their teachers. They love their friends. You know, they don't have to worry about getting locked down 8 times a school year for gun violence in the neighborhood. We live in a good place now. And I'm pissed. And our school has the mask mandates and all that. Every school in Virginia does right now. And the kids went out and protested for a little bit. They held, protests outside of the high school till they kept getting in trouble. Get trespassed, and you still have people doing that all the time. But we live in a small enough town where I guess people, and maybe that's what the Biden administration does. Maybe they just figure, hey, you know what? We push these masks. It worked. Maybe we can get away with it, Maybe we can get away with this craziness. It's frustrating. I talked about it yesterday with the supply chain stuff and what's actually going to happen. It's going to cause, we already have, what is it, 5.7% inflation, highest in 13 years. What do you think is going to happen now that they've given an open invitation for the trucking industry to come in and swoop? Trucking companies, like, good. You guys, I hope any truckers that are watching this, and we have a lot, I hope you guys are bankrolling. I hope you're saving your money, because you are going to get paid a lot. In the next couple of months, you're going to get paid a lot. And then this whole economy, everything is going to crash. All these Democrat bills, all these $5 million liability policies, all these AB5 federal laws that everyone tabled. Oh, they're going to come. And it's going to be the end of small trucking. But all the trucking companies right now, your rate should be through the roof. Brokers should already be, as soon as that decision was made by Joe Biden yesterday, every single broker should have already called their customers and said, hey, rates are going to go up. Market is going to tighten. You got freight analysts, analysis, whatever. I can't talk. Analysts. And this fucking fly, I need one of those fly guns, the salt ones. You got freight people going out there talking about what this is actually going to mean. With the ports opening up, and they may be able to get an extra 300 containers in a 24-hour period now, because they're only open for or 300 containers an hour. So maybe an extra 1,000 containers, because now the ports are going to be open 4 hours longer, contrary to what Joe Biden says, because they didn't tell you that the ports were open 20 hours a day. Because the reason they didn't tell you, it was by design. Because if they tell you that the ports were open 20 hours a day and he extends it to 24, or he gets the ports to agree to do 24, which was already in the works for a long time. If he says that, then it takes away from the fact you now think that they're working 20, or before that, according to the Biden administration, you now believe, or you believed before, that containers, that they were only offloading during daylight hours or something like that. So they act like it's a big accomplishment, saying, oh, we're going to do this, and it was hard negotiations between my team, and we've been doing this for months and months. But guess what's going to happen? All these containers are going to flood these CFS stations who haven't agreed to stay open 24/7. And even if they do stay open 24/7, you can't put anything on the rail. You know why? Because the rail is booked. They're literally moving trains just to pull, chassis and stuff now. You barely can find rail. Rail used to be cheap for a broker to find freight or shippers. Not anymore. Now you're going to pay astronomical prices on rail. So what are they going to do? They can't move all these containers via rail, which is train. They can't do it anymore. So now they're going to have to go to the over-the-road guys, which are the independent truckers, the big trucking fleets. I already saw on social media, they're already pre-positioning trucks to try to get ready for this influx of freight, because they know Now, if you have 100 containers coming out of a port and you only have 5 trucks, guess what happens? Guess what happens? You would think that the price would go down, right? No, the price goes up. Those trucks know they're worth a lot. They know they're going to look for the highest paying container that's been to move. And that's what's going to happen. Who do you think swallows that cost? So now you have overtime pay from the supply chain. Think about it, all the way down. You have overtime pay to get the freight off of the boat. You got overtime pay. Now these container freight stations are working 24/7. They got to pay their guys, right? Even though they don't have staff. Let's forget that there's a staffing crisis and a job market crisis in the United States. So they already don't have enough people to offload these containers, and they already don't have enough people to do all this stuff that I'm saying. Joe Biden neglected that. He didn't talk about the fact that half of these companies have mandated their employees and their employees have left, or the other half were shut down because they were dealing with non-essential goods, and half of their employees never came back. And now they can't go and do that because restaurants have had to pay $17-18 an hour, and the forklift driver only made $13 an hour. So now all these guys are going over to McDonald's, which is in turn raise the cost of McDonald's. It's going to raise the cost so high that the employers are going to end up switching to computers because they're not going to be able to pay their employees and actually sell product because the product cost is going to be so high because of supply chain. And it's going to continue on. It's going to spiral on until everybody is just going to go and it's going to crash completely. The market is going to tank. The freight market's going to tank. Trucking companies are going to go out of business. And it's all by design. It's all by design. That's exactly what they want to happen. And it will happen. It will happen. Who the hell eats McDonald's anymore? I do. And my kids do. We're getting it tomorrow when we bring the trailer to Richmond. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just hope people pay attention to what's going on because, Joe Biden and everybody else wants to say like, oh, you better go buy your Christmas toys now. You better start buying your toys now. You should. You should 100% go do your Christmas shopping tomorrow. I am not joking. And the reason you should do it tomorrow is because come December, if there's even anything to be had, it's going to be selling for so much money because all these shippers, all these manufacturers of the goods, all these big box retailers, what do you think happens when Walmart now leases their own ships to haul their freight back? Do you know that it's way more expensive for them to do that than use the contracted rates they have? But they can't use the contracted rates because there's no containers and no ships available. So now they're going and leasing their own ships to haul all their own goods. Where do you think they make up that money? Oh, on the sales price of the goods that you were purchasing, which it's really good for taxation, right? It's really good for taxation because now everybody's going to have to, everybody's going to end up paying more in sales tax. Good for the government that maybe that's their plan. That's how they're going to spend all this money that they're giving away or recoup all this money that they're going to give away. And it's a spiral. It's a never ending cycle, but people have to pay attention to what's going on. People have to pay attention because it's not going to work, dude. Someone said Democrats are defeating themselves, cranking out more conservatives. It's amazing to think of the damage that could be done. And we still have another, over a year left. It's only been 9 months, 10 months. Think about the damage that's going to be done in the next 11 months. What the hell is going to happen? Are we going to have Australia here? Granted, I don't think it'll work. I think if they do these national mandates, you're going to have a lot of employers that are like, F you. They're pushing the $600. And I saw one comment today where people are like, if you're getting $600 1099, you're required to report that anyway. So who cares if they're spying on us? Why do you care? Why do you want the government to actually pay attention? Now it's in the infrastructure bill, and Nancy Pelosi said they're not taking it out. They're going to hire all these IRS agents to go after you and go after me and go after everybody else. They can't go after me. I pay all my taxes. I paid an exorbitant amount of taxes last year, and I'm going to pay even more than that this year. But they're going to go after every single little transaction over $600. Every single one. They want to know who it's from, they want to know what it's for, and they want to know why you're using it. That's in the new infrastructure bill. Everybody's talked about it, but nobody's really paid attention to just how bad that is. And what are they doing? They're planning on hiring 60,000 new IRS agents to go after people, to audit them, to figure out why. Oh, one day you sent $600 to your mom. Why? Why did you send that $600? Did your mom pay taxes on that? It's crazy. People are saying cash out your stocks. I cash out everything if I were you. If you didn't need banks, say cash out your banks too. Because I don't know what is going to happen in the long run. And what's surprising to me is I pay attention to it. I think about it. I pay attention to what's going on in the country, and I always think, okay, people are going to wake up. It's going to make sense. People are like, tomorrow, CNN's Don Lemon is going to be like, well, shit, we were wrong. We're fucked. Like I keep thinking, this fly is literally like landing in my beard, hitting my head and all that stuff. I hope you guys can see it on your, I think you did. I think you just saw it land right there. But I hope you guys could see it so it doesn't look like I'm just swatting all over the place. Let's wake up, man. Someone said, why are they doing the 600 thing? I don't understand what their game is. Well, their game is they have to pay back the money. So basically, what they want to do is they want to get people that are getting transactions over $600 that they're not reporting as income. So say you buy tickets from your buddy, or you pay someone to fix your car, or you go out to dinner with your friend and you send them $600 for a bill. They want you to account for all that now. You know what I mean? They want you to account for it. They want to know why you paid that person. And they also want the other person to pay income tax on it. My advice to everybody is when you get your Cash App statements or your Zelle or your PayPal or whatever this year, every single dime that hits your accounts, that's what I did last year. That's why we had so much of a tax burden last year. You know, but we took every single Cash App, every single Venmo, every single PayPal, and we declared that as income. And then we took our expenses and all that stuff after. But that's why if they tried to audit us, we're so good. We nip that right in the butt. Every single thing that we do, there's no intermingling of funds between any companies. Everything is fully accounted for. And it's the same in our personal life. Our personal income is completely separate from this. And that's the way it has to be. Because they're going to audit people. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start with conservatives. They start with the nonprofits, the conservative nonprofits. They start with conservative news and try to go after those people. Conservative Trump supporters. You know, today, or on the 8th of October, the 8th of October, the FBI, 20 plus FBI agents, SWAT vehicles and everything, raided someone I think it was in Delaware. They raided the home of someone early morning, pulled his girlfriend out in her underwear with no pants in the middle of the street because they wanted to find out if he had any information regarding someone that was charged in the January 6th riot. They didn't charge him with anything. They did take his electronics. But that's what's going on. They are literally now, and it could be proven. You can all look it up. There's articles, and maybe you haven't seen that many articles. We'll probably have one tomorrow, April, if you want to look up that and write that. But it's real. It happened on the 8th. FBI literally raided someone's home, went through him to find his connection. And mind you, the guy that they raided never went to the Capitol. Never went to the Capitol. And the charges on the search warrant were the same exact charges as the person that is in the Capitol or is in jail right now being held without bail for the riot at the Capitol. The person whose house they raided, whose name was on the warrant, no. The only reason they did it is to find correspondence, anything to try to connect this guy or anything to actually prove a case against the guy they already have locked up. This is real. What's going on is real. So here's a question for you. And maybe you didn't know this. Why would the FBI show up at someone who works for me's home to ask them about being at the January 6th Capitol riots when they weren't at the Capitol? They never even left their state. Why would the FBI do that? Why would they show up? They know that they weren't there. They were live. The FBI did contact us. We sent them whatever video. Actually, we didn't send it to them. We said it's online. You're free to watch it. I was disgusted by what happened on January 6th. I don't need to hide that. I don't need to show it. But They're trying to go after people. They're trying to get people to I don't even know what it is. Why do you show up at other, and they said, oh, it's because we had anonymous tips that you were there. And the person's like, don't you decide to check and see? Because we were live streaming the entire time from here, hundreds of miles away. It's just crazy, dude. It's crazy. The FBI is looking for anyone. Well, here's the thing. Someone said the FBI is looking for anyone within 250 yards of the Capitol or something like that. The FBI raided with 20 plus SWAT agents, Bearcats and everything, loudspeakers, flashbangs, all that shit. First thing in the morning for a guy that was never even in D.C. Never in D.C. They tried to question him. He wouldn't answer without an attorney present. They took all of his electronics, including old broken phones, and left. They don't have a case on a lot of these people. And again, just for the record, so nobody thinks I've been apologizing. I think what happened on January 6th was a travesty. I think it killed the Republican Party for what it was. I think it hurt Donald Trump immensely. I think we didn't learn anything about the elections because all the Republican senators all turned to fucking cowards. The second they got back-led in there, all the Republican House members, they didn't challenge any of the electorates anymore when they had plans to challenge 20 plus states. They didn't do anything. We weren't able to hear anything. It was all garbage, and it was just a travesty. But again, I'm not going to lay fault all on them either. The first blow I saw thrown, and I live streamed it. And we've screen captured it. We put it out. And I've told cops that locally here when I talk to them. I've told cops that too. I said, I captured the first blow, the first punch of the Capitol riots. We had that on film. It was a cop punching an old man. That's what it was. We captured it on film and 10,000 people watched it with me. And I called it because after working security in nightclubs, I've seen it before. I saw his mannerisms change. I saw how he was going to do it. I said he was going to hit him before he even hit him. I said on air, I had the video. I played the video. I said on air, he is going to punch that man. He is going to punch that man. He punched that man. I lost my shit because I just said they started a riot. They started a riot. But whatever. I mean, it still happened. Someone said Donald Trump killed the Uni Party. No, he didn't, actually. What Donald Trump did is he woke up a bunch of people, whether you like him or not. And I know on Twitch, we have a lot of leftists on Twitch. And don't ban anybody on Twitch just for saying that. But we have a lot of people that are aligned on the left that watch on Twitch. Here's what Donald Trump actually did. Now, and granted, I'll say this again for the record, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump fan as an individual. As a president, fuck yeah. The guy was an incredible president. He tweeted too much. If he didn't tweet, you wouldn't be able to nitpick anything about him. The media they hated him. They hated him for what he was from the very beginning. That's why you heard all these bullshit stories and everyone ran with him. When in the past was it acceptable for a person to anonymously say that Donald Trump said losers and suckers and that there were people present? The media goes out and interviews all 25 people that were present that day. All 25 people say it never happened, and yet the media still reports it, knowing that every single person, including military people, said it never happened, that he never said it. Why is the clip where he talks about the rapists and all that stuff from Mexico, where he makes that comment about rapists, blah, blah, blah. You know, why don't they ever play the full context of the clip? The Charlottesville thing, why don't they ever play the full context? Why don't they ever do it? Why? Because it was clickbait for him. It was all for ratings. It was every single day they had media teams sitting in their newsroom saying, wait, Donald Trump is going to speak. He'll say something, we can manipulate it. And they're still trying, mind you. They're not doing it with Democrats, but they're still trying with Republicans. They do everything to try to take it out of context. That's why they just did what they did earlier today that I said with Glenn Youngkin. That's the exact same reason they did that. Saying, oh, I'm not going to say a pledge of allegiance to the flag or to that flag. The reason why they edited that clip is because they want us, conservatives to go out there and say, Glenn Youngkin said he's not going to say the Pledge of Allegiance to a flag, which is not what he said. He was too busy trying to cater instead of being responsible and saying, hey, listen, yeah, I may not have supported what they did at the Capitol that day, but that's still a flag. That's still an American flag. We still say the fucking Pledge of Allegiance in front of that flag. Now, why don't you get out of here? That's what I would have said. That's what politicians need to say. Instead, Glenn Youngkin's like, I wouldn't have said the Pledge of Allegiance to that flag. Absolutely not. No, we stand for no violence. I'm still going to vote for him. As much as I don't want to, I'm still going to vote for him. I wish people would ask me those type of questions. Why, when I'm out and about, how come journalists don't come up and be like, hey, Steve, I got a question for you. Let me get your insight on this. Why? Because they're going to get real answers. Why won't they go up to Ted Cruz and ask those same damn questions? Because they're going to get real answers. And again, why will not Joe Biden not answer any questions? He held a press briefing today about COVID. No questions. Supply chain briefing yesterday. No questions. The meeting before that. No questions. He won't do it. And again, the media is now just complacent with it. Fox News, it's almost like a game to them. They watch the end and they're like, we're just going to hold this video here just for a second to see if he answers any questions. No, he didn't. And that's it. There's no outrage. Where's the fucking outrage? If I was one of those newscasters on Fox News, or if I was the reporter in there, the good-ass dude, I forgot what his name, Steve something, or the other one. I don't know. They're brothers, I think. But Ducey, Steve Ducey, Peter Ducey. If whichever Ducey is in there, I would be yelling at the top of my lungs. Answer a damn question. You are the president of the United States. Pay attention to what's going on and answer our questions. Jen Psaki goes, President Biden has answered questions 146 times since he's been president. Do you know what? 146 questions he's asked. He's been president for over 100 days. He's been president for 9 months. He hasn't even answered a question a day. They take it when he goes, when people yell at him, and they're like, Joe Biden, why are you such an asshole? And he's like, haha, I'm not an asshole. Jen Psaki, that's a question. That's what she says. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, it is. Hold on. I just saw one question. Hypocrisy sucks. Someone said, I love that people call you a cult and grift follower and know nothing about your politics. This is amazing. I don't know. Do we have a lot of trolls on Twitch? I don't know. And here's the thing. People can come in and say whatever they want. If you want to see a cult, go look at the comments on Twitter underneath President Biden's tweets. You want to see a cult? And it's a cult of bots and robots and all that stuff. It's not real people. When you look at their profiles, they're not real people. But those people, that's some scary shit. When you actually look at the devotion there. And yeah, for every 10, people that support what Joe Biden says, you'll find one person that's like, ugh. But it's weird because when you look at the other way, when you look at a conservative commentator who tweets something, and then you look at all the comments under that tweet, guess what you find? Guess what you find? It's all people, it's all haters, all trolls. And Twitch is apparently infected with trolls, according to everyone else. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are all there. Enjoy the Twitch ad that I just played. Hopefully it plays. I pressed a button, so maybe it will. And I'll just keep doing that. And if you're a member on Twitch or you're a supporter on Twitch, then you shouldn't see any ads. I'm not sure how that works. But here's what I want to ask people to do. I'm going to do something crazy, right? I'm going to give a free bag of coffee away. So, alert for the coffee boxes. 24 of you guys got your notifications that your coffee went out today for the coffee box. I realized that they screwed up, so I got to update my quantities because the Trumpkin blend, which is right here, apparently I missed a button, so I only ordered one box of these of the 20-pound beans. So I just ordered 2 more. I should have them by maybe over the weekend or Monday, and then I'll get the rest of the boxes out. But I'm going to do something. And sorry for all the members that are currently on there. If you sign up right now for citizenstringer.tv, which is our live streaming platform, you can watch there. You don't have to worry about trolls or comments or anything like that. We have our own live streaming platform on there. We also have comments and all that, so you can live chat. We run 24-hour programming. Also, we got some big news coming up. Can't announce it yet, but we're going to have big news about adding more shows and stuff in the near future, which is pretty rad. But we're not announcing that yet. But whoever signs up today will get a coffee box next week. Not everybody. I'm going to choose one person because the coffee boxes are worth $80. It's a lot of coffee. And you must like coffee if you want to do it. But if you go to citizenstringer.tv and you choose a monthly subscription, I'm going to choose one person with a monthly subscription that signs up today. And even if you've already signed up, because we already had like 10 people sign up over the course of the day, if you go to citizenstringer.tv and you sign up for the monthly plan where you can watch the live streams and all that shit, or you sign up for any plan, really. So if you sign up for the yearly plan and use the code censored, you get 30% off. Bomb. Yeah, I mean, you'll get, and if you win, you'll get the coffee for free. But we're going to do that today because, again, I was thinking about it today while I was watching another live feed. I was watching all the other videos and how everybody's always like, oh, let me read all these super chats. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me just, do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be different. I'd much rather you guys go and buy a bag of coffee. Am I going to make $10? Like, would I make more if you send a super chat? Probably not. Because here's the thing, YouTube takes huge cuts off it. Facebook takes cuts off it. Twitch takes cuts off it. I would much rather you go buy something. And I'll be honest, you want to know the truth? Every bag of coffee I sell, I make the same as what the cost is. So I make 50% profits on it. So, 100% profits. So this bag of coffee costs me roughly $7.98. I sell it for $14.99. I make the same amount as what it actually costs, except I'm doing all the legwork. I package it. I put my fancy labels on it and all that stuff. Everyone who did order the boxes, you're not going to have this, because I forgot to fill it. Oh, also, you can't really see it, but if you get one that only has this label on it, that is your French vanilla, okay? Everyone that's out there, I didn't get to write it on it before I sent those boxes out. I was just dead set on getting those boxes out today. Also, if you do go online and you order a coffee box, do not, from now on, I'm just refunding your money. Do not order 2 coffee boxes per order. You have to order them separately because you kill me on the shipping. Okay. Also, the shipping's wrong. The United States Postal Service increased the prices. I didn't do it yet, but I'm going to increase the price to $14.50, which is what the Postal Service now charges for a medium box. Someone said, I just want a Wake Up America sweatshirt. Wait to the new ones. We have new ones. I think we have new pullovers and stuff in the store, but I'm waiting to get the wraps. And then everybody who has an October mystery box, you're going to get a new Wake Up America long sleeve shirt. But I have to wait. I just got to wait for them. The beans in the United States are roasted in the United States. The beans are not grown in the United States. I think they're mostly Colombia. I don't remember. To be honest. Do I ship to the UK? I can. You're just going to have to send me a message. Someone said, you assume we support Republicans. You assumed I voted for Trump, made excuse for politicians. Taru05. Oh, so that's a person that's trolling. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. People just assume. I would prefer, here's the truth. I would love to have more Democrats and more leftists watch my show every day. And not necessarily to come in here and just comment and be stupid, just to listen. I'm married to a Democrat, a very Democrat. She's a teacher, for Christ's sake. She's very, very democratic, whatever, liberal. But you know what? We can have some sort of conversations. She doesn't agree with me, and I certainly don't agree with her positions in life. But we understand each other. How many of you guys that are in the chat right now could say that you understand what's going on? Steve still thinks he could vote his way out of this period, and that's the only palm I hat with him. Well, no, I don't, actually. But that's the only thing I could say on social media, and so I'm going to keep saying it. Okay? You're never going to hear me call for any other actions or anything else. Someone just made a comment and said, Steve still thinks the only way out of this is to vote, and that's your only problem with me. No, I don't think that anymore. And to be honest, I don't even know if voting is going to help anymore, but I'm going to keep saying it on social media because I can't say the alternative. All right? You want to be honest where I am? I've said for a while, I'm not there. Oh, I'm there. 100%. I think our country is, I almost would say that we are moments we're one bad policy away from hell breaking loose in this country. One bad decision, one anything happening, and hell will break loose in this country. But I still think everyone should go out and vote. At least in your local government races. You want to be able to change the elections, right? You want to be able to change the way the elections are currently held? Go run for city council. Go run for county clerk, board of supervisors. But yeah, my position has changed. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people may not have known my position. My position has changed. And I'm going to keep saying it all the time. Go to vote. Because what else can you say? The only thing you could do is just shed a tear, I guess. But our country's fucked. Let me see. Okay. From the start of the pandemic, February, April of 2020, 22,362,000 jobs were lost. From January 21 to current, only 47,900 or 4 million. So we still lost a huge deficit jobs. You would have to look at all the numbers of the job reports of what we've added back, including Donald Trump, to actually get a number. But if we lost 22,000 jobs, the easy way to do it would be look at the unemployment numbers from 2020 when it ended to where before the pandemic set in and to now, and then to say that he added jobs. He fucking didn't add jobs. So I hate it when he says that. I really do. We have more COVID deaths too now. 270,000 year to date. But whatever. What can you do? All right, so that's what we're doing tonight. Anyone, not anybody. I keep saying the wrong thing. So I'm going to choose one person who has, and so even if you sign up for, the monthly subscription and then you cancel tomorrow, or you cancel, and I think you got to be a member. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you be a member for 24 hours. So tomorrow night, live on the air, I will give away a box of coffee to anybody who signs up from now on citizenstringer.tv till tomorrow and the show begins. So I'm going to give away one box of coffee. It's worth $80. It has 5 different blends of coffee. So it's got our French roast, our Trumpkin, our Wake Up America breakfast blend, our Question Everything, like legendary blend, and then, what's the other one? French vanilla. So we have French roast and French vanilla. And I tell you what, I don't like flavored coffee. When I was getting the French vanilla, putting all that together today, I wanted some French vanilla coffee. And I didn't make it because my coffee maker's still in the box. And I don't have coffee filters here. I'm going to have to grab them from home. But man, it smells good. But yeah, someone said, am I on Rumble? Yes, I am. So that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow. Anybody who wants a chance to win a box of coffee, it's worth $80. Plus, you'll get a free mug. Shit. So I'll give you a code. Yeah, I'll do something. I'll figure out a way. So you get the coffee box. The coffee box comes with the 5 12-ounce things of coffee and a free mug. So I'll figure out. I'll just have to give you a bunch of codes for free shipping, free this, free that. But the coffee's always gonna be $80. It'll never be more for the coffee box, which is all 5 brands and a mug. But we're going to add more stuff to it. So I ordered new boxes because you'll see with the medium flat rate boxes that we used, it's completely full when you have all 5 bags of coffee in it. So I ordered new boxes today, and they're going to be like sweet, like gifty type boxes with all this special stuff in it. Also, anyone who ordered solo coffee, so if you order 1 or 2 bags, you're going to get your coffee probably in either tomorrow, you'll get a shipping notification, or sometime this weekend. I'm just waiting on boxes to ship them out because I thought about shipping them in the polybag mailers. I know that's what other people do. I just don't want to. I want to put them in a nice box. Someone said, I closed this. What did it say? Something about mocha? I don't know. I lost it. You name Antifa tears sold. Yeah, but I don't know what. I'll sell empty bags called Antifa tears. Oh, I should sell an empty coffee bag called Joe's Promises. It's just fucking empty. It's just filled with fucking clouds. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, but yeah, check out if you want to buy coffee directly and you don't want to sign up on Citizen Stringer TV. We still have the coffee boxes. We're gonna have them up. I just ordered, another 360 pounds of coffee. So they'll ship all within a couple of days. My goal with the coffee is to ship your orders within 3 days, because we're not packaging the orders until we actually get the orders to keep the coffee fresh. So we're not keeping it on like shelves or anything like that. But if you want to order coffee directly, you don't want to sign up on citizenstringer.tv, just visit puretruthcoffee.com and you could find it all there. You could find all the coffee there. Click on coffee. If you want any of the cool mugs that we have there, you could do that. Over the next week, you guys are going to see a lot of things change on that store because we are going to be moving into 2 sections. One, it's going to say printed in Virginia. That's all the shirts and things that I'll print here in Virginia, all the mugs. And then there's going to be one which is going to have a longer transit time of at least a week. And that's going to be everything printed on demand, the private label stuff that I just don't have the capabilities of doing here. And I'm trying to hire someone. If anyone lives in Virginia or you want to move here, we're not going to reimburse your pay, but we live in a nice town. If you want to move here, you're not going to be able to find fucking property though, so it doesn't really matter. I need someone. I need to hire someone to work here, help me package, help me do all this stuff, and to print shirts and stuff. The one thing though, you have to be kind of tall because I built the counters so they're my height without thinking about it. And it's not going to work for someone that's shorter than me. I just realized that today because the countertops are 42, so they're roughly 45 inches tall. And that's pretty tall. I was thinking about that today when my kid was in here and his head was underneath the counter. And I'm like, shit, I wasn't thinking about that one. Someone said beanies. No, I'm not printing beanies. We did winter hats last year. We'll probably do those again. Anyway, before I leave, so the one thing. We talked about Loza Alexander on the show. He's the guy that did the Wake Up America songs for me. He wrote 2 of our beginning songs. He has got a new song out called Let's Go Brandon. It is now #1. This is huge for him as an independent, artist that keeps getting shadow banned and all that stuff. It is now #1 on iTunes for hip hop records. I am going to get a copyright strike, but I want you guys all to do to listen to this song. I would love for you also to go buy it for him. Because if you go to iTunes and you buy this song, even if you don't like rap, it's $1.99. It helps him immensely. So check out this song. After this, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Citizen Stringer, people, everyone on Citizen Stringer, I'm just going to put a rerun on. I apologize for not going live like I said I was going to at the end of these shows. I'm just beat by the end of the day. Next week, it won't be so crazy because I won't be doing all this stuff in the front because I've been painting every day and building all the counters and doing all that stuff. So I'll be able to relax a little bit more. So I apologize to you guys. I will also find a way to hook this monitor up that's here so it's not delayed so I could actually see your chat as well. But yeah. Again, you want to win a box of coffee, go sign up on citizenstringer.com. Either choose the monthly subscription, $12.99, or choose the lifetime or the yearly subscription and use code censored and get $30 off your year. And tomorrow night, I will choose one person who signs up today or tomorrow during the day. I'll choose one person to get a free coffee box. And yeah, if you cancel your membership and get a new one, you'll still be qualified. But please don't do that. It's a pain in the ass. Just sign up your friend. Anyway, here's Loza's song. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, you know what they saying, ho? Hey, you know what they saying, though? Hey, you know what they... Woo! Yeah. we all know what the saying mean.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, you know what they saying, ho. Hey, you know what they saying, though. Hey, you know what they, yeah. You know what they, yeah. Hey.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Wake Up America with Stephen Oatley. Unapologetically American and unapologetically honest. Join us each night at 8 p.m. for more daily headlines, politics, and social issues, covering the headlines that mainstream media ignores. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. See more on the website at citizenstringer.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wake Up America.